Hello everyone and welcome. My name is John Preston Smith. I am the author of 14,000 Dogs Later, My Life with Dogs and What I've Learned. And my most recent book, which is entitled The Bog, The Legend of Man's Best Friend. This is the fourth in a series of videos about the dogs that have been my personal best friends and what I have learned from each of those canine critters. This week, I want to tell you about a dog who shared some of the most important days of my life. But first of all, I wanted to show you a picture of my hometown, Huntington, West Virginia, and the incredibly beautiful weather we are having on my small piece of property. Enjoy. During high school, the military, and college, my dog was Harold Chadwick, named after the man who ran a bakery in my hometown and for whom I worked for a number of summers. Chad, my dog, was of average size, of mixed ancestry, and of chocolate descent. I say this because he was a tint of brown I have never seen since. I describe his color as a mixture of brown found in the eyes of an Indian maiden, an acorn freshly fallen from the tree, or the inner coat of a grizzly cub. Chad was named after my Boy Scout master of the same moniker who, learning at scout camp that I did not know how to swim and reasoning that I might be the only member of the Boy Scouts of America who did not know how to swim, he decided to rectify that situation by throwing me in the deep end of the pool at Camp Arrowhead. Interestingly, no one came to my rescue but Chadwick. Not my scoutmaster, my dog, Chadwick, who I had received permission to bring to Camp Arrowhead because I lived only about a mile away. So, will somebody please explain this to me? My dog, untrained in the art of protecting the life of his master, even at the risk of his death, belly busted into the pool at Camp Arrowhead, fully intent on keeping me afloat and saving my life. I've read all about wolves, from whence dogs descend. I know that the pack is willing to do anything for its leader. And I know that my family became Chad's pack the day we picked him up at the pound, and I became his leader. But how did he transpose all of that over to the extent of, knowing I was in peril and figuring he needed to do something about it, he dove into that pool? Is there any other animal in the world wired like a dog? Now, if you agree with what I just said, then can you explain the following to me? That same summer, I loaded that same dog into the car to take him to the vet. I then returned to the house to retrieve his leash and collar. When I came back to the car and reached for the door to open the door, he jumped up and hit the automatic door lock and locked me out. We just looked at each other. I swear he knew what he was doing. So here's the thing. If he belly flopped into the deep end of a swimming pool to save my life, could he not also have figured out that we were headed to the vet and he didn't want to go? I don't know. There are several aspects, senses, or instincts of dogs that allow them to be the perfect companions for you and me. Number one, the pack instinct. They crave companionship, leadership, and family. They are social. Whether it's just you or a large family, they can be perfectly content. The territorial instinct. Yes, this can be problematic. It's why they chase cars and the mailman and the delivery man. And that's why there's a dirt path worn along your front fence. But in their minds, they are protecting our property and our lives. It's a pretty good trade-off if you ask me. They also have this uncanny capacity to adjust to our needs, our wants, our desires, and our wishes. There is a breed of dog that can fit perfectly into your lifestyle, just like Chadwick fit into mine. Whether you are a hunter or a fisher, whether you live in the country or an apartment, whether you travel, are sedentary or solitary, whether you need protection, alarm, or a guard dog, there's a dog for you. And they come in any color, shape, size, or disposition. There is no animal as adaptable as a dog. Until our next episode of Dogs I Remember, I would like for you to consider purchasing my book entitled The Bog, the Legend of Man's Best Friend. It's a story about the spiritual connection between man and his dog, and all proceeds benefit our local children's hospital. And I hope you've enjoyed the few winter scenes that I took here on my farm. So, in closing, please remember that everybody needs a dog, and every dog needs somebody. You take care. Hey.